Good day, my friends, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. My name's Chris, and I'm the Batman statue collector. And welcome back to another car side chat. This one is thanks to a collector named Joseph Bueller, who recommended some topic ideas for actually a recent Rogues Gallery. We didn't get to it, and so I thought I would talk about it today. I thought it was an interesting topic, and the question was, it's the year 2028, and the average Prime 1 Studio 1/3 is $4,000. What keeps you collecting? And I thought that was a really good question, because I'm like, first of all, like, gulp, $4,000 for a 1/3 scale? Is it really that hard to believe that that would happen? And the answer is no. It's absolutely not out of the question. You know, if you consider the last 5 years, how much stuff has gone up, it's very, very possible. Is that terrifying? Yes. We're already seeing people drop out of the hobby because of these prices. And so whenever you think about something like that, there are so many things that you can spend $4,000 on. And maybe the statue is a dream statue for you. But I have spent $4,000 on a statue. I spent that on the Heath Ledger Joker bust. Infinity Studios. That's an insane amount of money. Insane amount of money. And that is something I don't ever want to do again, or at least, at the very least, not very often. Because that is just insane. Luckily, I'm in a place in my life where, again, I have the channel and the hobby fund itself. So I am not robbing money from my family's food or education or whatever. If it ever got to that point, game over for me. The collection would be sold. I mean, if you know, that's just where I would be at. I wouldn't even hesitate. I might try to keep like 1 or 2 statues, maybe, but you get the point, right? So as long as I'm still financially okay, as long as I'm still enjoying the hobby, there would be times where maybe potentially I'd be willing to spend that kind of money. But we have talked before on the channel that in the old days you could maybe buy 6 or 7 premium formats a year, maybe, and then it got down to maybe you could buy 3 or 4 maybe, and then now we're kind of to like maybe you could buy 1 or 2 a year, maybe. Same thing with Prime 1 or any company. If you get to that point where the prices are just absurd. And if you're talking about a $4,000 Prime 1 statue, and if shipping in 2028 is way worse than it is now, it just, for me personally, it would not be worth it. It would be probably time for me to say sayonara to the hobby. Now watch, I'll do a video in 2028 if we're all still around, 2028. And I might have a different tune, I don't know. But for me, I just cannot justify that. Also, I have an incredible collection. And I am always, I'm sure like you, or a lot of you, are jonesing for that next piece, right? Jonesing for that next fix. Because we are addicted to this, okay? This is our drug. If you're watching this channel, you are addicted. I'm sorry to say it, you're addicted. We have to be happy with what we have, and appreciate what we have, instead of always just looking for that next thing. Because I know, I mean, most people would look at $4,000 and say that is the dumbest thing you could ever spend your money on. I don't always agree with that. I feel like if it makes you happy and you can justify it, then do it. But I don't know. I mean, I think the thing that makes me so sick about this topic is that it's very real. It's a very real possibility of absolutely what could happen. Because we're getting there, right? But on the flip side, I know right now that companies are hurting. I know that there's going to be companies that fold. So maybe companies would be willing to pivot. Maybe that's the right word. Maybe they would pivot and they would start making less statues. Maybe instead of going for 50 licenses, stick with 2 licenses, focus on those, deliver 1 or 2 really good products a year, make a higher ES on them possibly, so that way they do well, but lower the price. Lower the price and get some of your customers back. Because if you are to a $4,000 per statue price in 2028, there are not very many people that are going to be spending that. Your ESs are going to be like 20, 30. Instead of right now, they're at like 100 for some of these pieces, which again is out unheard of years ago when they were making 1,500, 2,000 of these things. Now we're seeing ESs of 100, 130. So a $4,000 run, your ES is going to be probably less than 50. Are they still going to make a profit on that? Sure. But less and less people, I think, are going to buy. Your target audience gets smaller and smaller. And you're punishing them because the prices are so high. It's a scary thought. But again, the reality is that's where we're heading. But I think by that time, a lot of people are going to be out. A lot of you are already out. I don't want you to be out. I want you to be enjoying this hobby. But remember, the flip side of that is just because one company or 5 companies are charging $4,000 in 2028 doesn't mean that everybody is. There's still going to be companies that are trying their best to keep the prices low for you guys. But that might change too. We just don't know. We're in a uncertain future, uncertain world right now. And this hobby is what it is, but it's extra, right? It's not a necessity. It's not food on the table. It's not clothes on your back. So, there might come a time where you have to make a choice. But for me, again, the question was posed to me. My personal opinion is, if we're getting to $4,000 statues, it would be real hard for me to stay in the game. And maybe I would just have to look at getting a piece a year, or again, just being happy with what I got. And I don't think we do that enough. I don't think we always appreciate what we have while we have it. We're always looking for that next thing, but maybe the best thing is right in front of you. So anyway, that's my take on that question. I thought it was an interesting question. Again, it's scary, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So I want to thank him for posing that question in the group. I always appreciate you guys coming up with topic ideas. It really does help us out, the Rogues Gallery, and also just me out if I want to do a Carside chat. So I appreciate it. If there's things that you want me to talk about here on the channel, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to read them and consider them for a future video. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're all doing great. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. A lot of sickness going around right now. I'm just recovering myself. So please continue to take care of yourself. Be kind to one another. And as I always say, just remember that you matter. You matter, and don't let anybody else ever tell you otherwise. I'll see you soon in the Batcave. Bye, everybody.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.